Hello, and welcome to this COVID-19 vaccine information session funded by Protect MB with the Historical Museum of St. James-Assiniboia. We're so glad to have you join us today to hear some news about the COVID-19 vaccine. All the information that we share here today and more can be found at protectmb.ca. Today, we'll be talking about youth and the COVID-19 vaccine. We'll cover the topics of why get vaccinated, vax facts, booking your appointment, and immunization cards. Okay, let's get started. Why should you get vaccinated? Well, from protectmb.ca it says, the vaccine helps protect young people against the virus and helps to reduce the spread to their families, friends, and within the community. There are also many other benefits as well, such as vaccinating youth will help us continue in-person learning at school and help reduce the number of times that school cohorts end up requiring isolation. It will also help kids get back to sports, music, and all the other activities that they love. Other vaccine benefits include vaccinating young people will prevent the virus from spreading and help reduce the chance that new, more deadly strains develop. Also, youth can transmit COVID-19 to others, infecting other children, family members, and friends who may be more vulnerable to the effects of the disease. There are so many reasons to get vaccinated, so we hope that you'll consider a few of these as you decide whether to get vaccinated. Next, we'd like to share some vaccine facts with you. Today, we're going to share 3 commonly asked questions about the COVID-19 vaccine, specifically as they pertain to youth. If you have other questions about the vaccine, remember that all of these questions and so many more can be found at protectmb.ca, where they have Q&As and vaccine myths and facts, as well as video resources in multiple languages. So let's get started with these questions. First, we'll be answering, why are youth born on or before December 31st, 2009 now eligible to receive the vaccine? Well, clinical trials, which test the safety and effectiveness of vaccines, always use adult participants first for their studies. More recently, clinical trials have been completed and reviewed with older children participating in the studies. Health Canada has reviewed these studies carefully and has approved the Pfizer vaccine for children 12 years of age and older. Right now, only the Pfizer vaccine has been approved for use in people under age 18. As other vaccine manufacturers submit their studies to Health Canada, youth may become eligible for additional vaccines. If you are unsure whether your child should be vaccinated, make sure to talk to your family doctor or pediatrician. Our next question is, what are the side effects of the vaccine on youth? The side effects of the vaccine for youth are generally the same as the side effects for adults. You could expect your youth to experience pain at the injection site, the upper arm, and they could feel more tired than usual. Headaches, achy muscles or joints, and even fever and chills are also possible. Those side effects are usually temporary and generally clear up within 48 hours. If you are unsure whether you should have your youth vaccinated, make sure to talk to your family doctor or pediatrician. And our final question today is, will COVID-19 vaccine work if the virus mutates? Small mutations do not affect how well the vaccine works. So far, the vaccines work very well, over 80%, at protecting against symptomatic infection for all of the variants, including the Delta variant. Scientists and healthcare providers around the world continue to monitor the effectiveness of the vaccines against the COVID-19 variants. Now remember, if you have more questions about the COVID-19 vaccine, they can be found at protectmb.ca. Next, we will be talking about booking your appointment. Young people can get immunized at super sites, pop-ups, and community-based clinics wherever the Pfizer vaccine is offered. To make it easier to get the COVID-19 vaccine, public health teams will begin offering immunization clinics to schools across the province starting in mid-September. Educators and parents will be notified when a COVID-19 immunization clinic will be happening in their school. Planning is also underway to hold community pop-up clinics in a number of schools after school hours on the day of the school clinic. During this time, the clinic will be open to anyone from the community, adults and youth, as long as they meet the current eligibility requirements. Appointments for these clinics will be booked online or through the call center, and some walk-in appointments will also be available. More information will be posted on the Vaccine Finder when details are confirmed. You can visit protectmb.ca to book your appointment today. Just look at their Book Your Appointment tab on their website, and you can click this online booking icon to book online or call the number available. Finally, today we'll be talking about immunization cards. Manitoba is now offering an immunization card for people who are fully immunized. You can see the front and back of the card pictured here. When you request your immunization card, a digital card that you can carry on your mobile device will be created automatically. If you request a physical card, it should arrive in the mail within 2 weeks. These cards will include your first and last names and a QR code. When scanned, the QR code will show that you are fully vaccinated. To be eligible to request your immunization card, you must have received all required doses of a vaccine. That means for Pfizer, Moderna, or AstraZeneca, you require 2 doses. You must also wait 14 days after getting your last dose of vaccine. And pictured here is a digital card that you can get automatically after 14 days of your second dose of the vaccine. So, how to get your card. For those with a Manitoba Health Card, order your immunization card online. You can register to create your account and enter the required information. That is your name, birth date, health card registration number, and personal health information number. That is both numbers on your health card. If you wish to have a physical card mailed to the address on your Manitoba Health Card, be sure to check the box before you submit your request. And available now, those without a Manitoba Health Card can also receive an immunization card. Individuals can call 1-844-MAN-VAC, 1-844-MAN-VACC. That's 1-844-626-8222 to speak with an agent who will provide a client identification number for the digital version of the card. The agent can also request a physical card on behalf of the callers. There are many benefits to receiving your immunization card and proving that you are vaccinated, so be sure to go online at protectmb.ca to find out how to get your immunization card. All of that information is available at protectmb.ca. Thank you for joining us today for this COVID-19 vaccine information session. We're so glad that you could join us and hear some news about the COVID-19 vaccine. We are now going to have a special activity for the youth joining us today. We have special guest Jason Eastward, who is a local performer, professional guitarist, and classical composer, who will be presenting a songwriting workshop for us. Jason has performed across the country and also formerly taught at Dalhousie University. This is part 2 of the songwriting workshop. So if you missed part 1, be sure to check out our previous vaccine information session and songwriting workshop at stjamesmuseum.com/vaccine-information-sessions, or check out our Facebook page. And be sure to join us next week for part 3 of the songwriting workshop, along with our final vaccine information session. Thank you so much for joining us. And now we will turn the time over to Jason for the songwriting workshop.
hey, let's write our own music. I'm Jason Eastwood, composer, guitarist, musicologist, and you know, that song I just played is an instrumental, one of the most famous instrumentals of all time in rock and roll history. It is written in the 1950s by a guy named Link Wray, and it's called Rumble. And there's no words to it, it's an instrumental, but it's still, you hear that? You still know it as a song. You've heard this before, probably on TV shows and movies. And today we're going to talk about instrumental music. Because before you can write lyrics to a song, or sing to it a lot of times, you need a melody and maybe a rhythm and chords. So in rock and pop music, a lot of times, rhythm is more important than the actual notes, right? This is just two chords. It's really two notes. Right? And then you get the drums doing this. Over and over, and that's the song. Now, of course, when you add the chord, when you play, instead of just one note, we play that note as a chord, which means two or more notes at a time. It's a lot heavier. So today we're going to talk about, I'm going to play you some instrumental music that I wrote, and I just want to inspire you to maybe pick up an instrument and write your own instrumental. So the first thing you need, and we talk a little bit about this in the series 1, improvisation, part 1 of this series. But what you need is a melody. A melody is just like we sang happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. That's the melody. Just the da-da-da-da-da-da. Just an organization of pitches in a rhythm, right? So let's see, another famous song you might have heard is Stairway to Heaven, right? That, and then repeat. The thing is, a melody, if it's good sounding, you can repeat it over and over and add different words to it. So there'll be, that's how the song will start, and then of course the band will come in, and the guitar player, Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin, will play these chords which go with it, and then together that together, and you've got, there's a lady shore, all that glitters is gold. We'll talk about the lyrics and words next time, but really you just need a melody. So, and you can write that melody, and you can sing a melody over a few chords too. That's how you can play the chords and the melody at the same time. Now, I've been playing guitar for a long time, so I do a lot of finger picking, so I can play melodies and play the rhythm part, the bass, or the chords at the same time. This first song I'm going to play you, this is called Late for an Early Breakfast. I think I'm not sure why I wrote that title. I think it's got kind of a hurry up kind of feeling to it. And you know, that's what you want. You want your songs to convey a mood or a feeling or an idea, and you can put a title to it, right? So I came up with this melody that goes, and then I put the bass and the chords to it, and it sounds like, so I can play it like two instruments. I got the bass, like a stand-up bass player would be, or your electric bass player, but your chords, and you can do that on piano too. That's why there's two hands. But so I'll play the song, and hopefully you enjoy it. And just Then we'll talk about a couple more instrumentals. There you go. So you can hear there's a form to the song, you know. It's got the first part and then the second part, which is... That's a good thing, is you can think of songs or melodies or anything you're writing in threes. So you've got, like, you know, maybe a verse and then a chorus and then a bridge for a song, you know. So there's three different parts. You got verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus. We'll talk about that maybe more in the next installment when we talk about songs. But this is songs with lyrics. This is instrumental. So I'll play you another song here. Now sometimes the songs can be a little more abstract. In jazz, they're usually, you kind of get some nice sounding chords and you can put together more than three parts. So it's a little more free form. You can have a little more liberties with it. So this song's called Magic Hour Blues, and it uses a lot of weird jazz chords, but you can still hear how it's a song, and it's instrumental. So there's a melody and there's chords all combined. So here we go. So that one's called Magic Hour Blues, and there's obviously lots of my theoretical knowledge and practice from playing guitar for a long time that goes into a song like that, but it's more of the feeling. You can use whatever notes you know. If you only know one chord, if you only know 2 notes, what you do is try to mix those notes up and try to express a feeling in sound. Like that one's called Magic Hour Blues because it was the winter, and it was around 5, 6 o'clock when the sun goes down. So there's that really kind of, the sun goes all like in that twilight period where it's shining blue on the snow. So it's that blue kind of snow hue, and it's just that magic hour for photography. So I thought, wow, this is a really magical kind of time. And I just felt like, you know, those kind of feelings, and tried to write them into my guitar playing. So that's it. That's where the name comes from. So it's basically, you know, whatever you think is you want to express, and you try to come up with something that expresses what you want to express. And there's no right or wrong. That's the great thing about music. Now, I'll play you another song. This one is called Summer's Over. So it's a little sadder one, but you know, bittersweet. We get to go back to school and see our friends, but we have to go back to school and see our friends. We have to go back to school. So I mean, depending on what you think of school, and we all love summer, but anyway, here's Summer's Over. kind of song because that is in a minor key. You know anything about keys if you take music lessons? Or basically, you've got two sounds in music. You've got minor, which is kind of sadder sounding, and then you've got major, happier sounding. So just gotta tune up here. Instruments always go to tune, so you gotta keep a tuner on you. Try to keep it tuned. So this last one is more of a happier song, and this is called Big Prairie Skies. It's kind of like, this one I imagine, you know, you're just coming back. I was driving back from the mountains and to back into the central part of Canada with the prairies, and nothing opens up like the skies in the prairie, so it's just nothing but big blue skies. So that's got this kind of sound, and I'll play that for you right now. Here it goes, Big Prairie Skies. nice sounding one in a major key. So there's some instrumentals for you, and our next part of the series, we're going to involve some lyrics, some singing, and that's part 3 of Hey, Let's Write Our Own Music. So I'm Jason Eastwood, and I'll see you pretty soon for part 3.